Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey, this is Kyle. This is Scott. And we're a Hollywood Nightmare. You are listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a privilege to have Kyle Davies and Scott Mick of Hollywood Nightmare, hail from Los Angeles, California, and currently have their EP, Scary. And I'm just going to say this, Scary as Fuck, out now. Kyle, Scott, how you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good, man. How are you?
Doing awesome. Glad to have you on the show finally and talk about Hollywood Nightmare.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we just got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. Our new album, Inferno, we just released 2 singles for it, The Haunted and Fire. There's 2 music videos for that out now. So if you guys want to get like a little sample of some new music, you can go check that out. Like you said, we released Scary as Fuck, and that's still available to go out if you guys are interested in that as well.
How's it been working with Curtain Call Records so far for you guys?
Oh, they have been helping us a big time. And we recently just confirmed that we're about to jump on Metal in the Mountain Festival.
Yeah, Metal in the Mountain Festival. Yeah, they've been doing good by us, man. We've seen a lot of record companies working with like close friends of ours or other ones that wanted to reach out to us, and it's like this one's a good fit for us because they actually work with you and they're actually like making moves, you know. We enjoy them.
But that's good as a independent band, I should say, that's not national yet, that is working with a label that actually gives a damn about what you guys put into your stuff.
Heck yeah. And they're East Coast based too, right? So it's like we're hitting both ends of America.
So Metal in the Mountains is not too far from me also, so I may end up being there this year. Who knows what's on the plate for me this year, because it's all over the place. So we'll see when the time comes. Hopefully.
Well, if you're there, come on and say hi.
I definitely will.
Come check the set.
I definitely will.
promise you our live set, it's pretty fucking out there. It's heavy, it's energetic. You'll like it. If you want to come by and check us out, we put on one hell of a show.
The band has changed. The members have changed, and the positions have changed, with Kyle now on lead vocals, Jesse joining the band. What has adding Jesse brought to the band that may have been missing, if anything, possibly?
I think you should answer this one, Scott, because he's kind of your backup dude.
Well, Jesse as a second guitarist, as a new addition to the band, definitely adding more flavors because him and I have been playing guitar for over 10 years, and he's a bass on guitar, and especially in live view, you hear his whammy bar skill is like on the top. And also Kyle's vocal is like, not say as good, but it could be even better than our old lead singer Marcus, as you can tell from the new singles Fire and The Haunted.
For the both of you, what's impressed or excited you the most about creating these new songs for Inferno, if anything? What's caught your eye about it the most, guys?
For me, I would say just like it sounds different. It almost sounds like a new, upgraded type of band. It's an upgrade from Scary as Fuck. You know what I mean? It just sounds like we took what we learned from the last EP, and now we're growing and showing what we've learned in this new. Like, if you compare The Haunted, the music video we released recently, to, like, Moving On, it's like night and day. Like, the structure's better, it's just all around better. You just got to check it out. And so that's what's got me going for this one.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like growing a baby. The longer you teach him, the better it'll get. So basically, as us as musicians growing, the band's music is also growing. So basically growing from Scary as Fuck to Inferno. There's a lot of similarities, but definitely more flavors into it.
So do you guys like the direction that these songs are going and the sound that this band is creating now prior to the previous EP? I mean, is this the sound that you guys want to put out there going down the road?
Like I say, it's more like evolving. For Scary AF, it's more like a mixtape of the songs that we created during college years. And now all of us are graduated and getting into the society. Like, this Inferno album has a little bit more concept into it. It's more about the evil, more about the heat.
Horror. It's almost like a horror album. Yeah, it has more thought put into it. And so, yeah, we do like the sound that we're putting out with this one. And this one is the type of sound we want to put out for this album. But, next album, it's going to be different as well. We always try to change,
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. How many new songs have you written? Or are these older songs that are just now seeing the light of day, possibly?
Well, we had like 15 songs and narrowed them down to like 10.
Yeah.
We actually had like 22 songs. We had we had a whole bunch. We had like 22, 23 songs, and we narrowed them down to like the best 10.
So those songs that didn't make this album, are they going to see the light of day on another EP down the road or on another album, possibly?
Well, possibly being on our next album, but we don't really want to do that because every album we're trying to achieve a new song. So we might just put it out as singles or with music videos. Yeah,
they might just be like things to throw the audience a bone whenever we're working on something new. Because like if we're writing songs for this album, it's going to have this album's theme, and we wouldn't want to put that into the next album too, because then it'd be kind of the same thing.
Sure. Was it hard to choose between these current set of songs for this album? Which one would be the first single?
I mean, for the first two singles that we put out for Inferno, it's definitely like the most energetic songs and also the deepest. Yeah, this concept,
they kind of jumped out to the ear naturally. Like when we heard them, we just automatically knew, oh damn, yeah, this one's definitely gonna have to be the single, And we had like four songs that we were like, wow, we could put all four of these out as a single, and then we're like, maybe just two, maybe three. Give you guys just a little taste.
Yeah, you don't want to like throw out everything. Give them that little taste and keep coming back for more, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. You know what we're talking about. But The Haunted, that was my favorite one so far. That was really cool. And I don't know if you guys have gotten a chance to listen to that one or even watch the video. The video was like one of the funnest videos we've ever made. It was one of the funnest songs we've ever made. So that one I'm most proud of.
Oh, yeah. In the video, you're going to see all of us, all the band members start dying, which is hella fun.
Everyone gets killed.
Spoiler. For the both of you, any songs standing out more to you than any right now on this new album? I know it must change every time that you guys listen to it or talk about it, but do you guys have a favorite one possibly that you could choose?
The Haunted.
Ash,
really? Well, they don't know which one now. There's a song we're working on right now. Well, it's actually done, called Ash, and that one's going to be a banger too. That one's my second favorite so far.
Oh, that's definitely my favorite for this album.
That's your favorite for this album? Yeah, that's going to be a good one. But for me, my favorite one so far is The Haunted.
Writing these new songs, has it pushed you guys out of your comfort zone than what you're used to, or no? Or
I mean, definitely having more challenge for this album because it's more like half self-producing. In Scary AF, that we had this producer helped us recording all the guitars, bass, synths, drums, and vocals. But for this one, I'm the one recording all the guitars and bass and doing editing, and our old producer is only working on the vocals and mix and master. So there's definitely more work for us to do due to our budget, but it's just more fun for me to do it, and there's a lot of learning stuff. But for songwriting-wise, I'm feeling more comfortable with that ever since the first album.
Yeah, And for me as a lyricist, Scott really delivers a hard-hitting instrumental to me, which for me it just gives me like a pretty free flow control to like write my lyrics. So for me, it's all about like storytelling. I really like telling a story. So I don't know if it's pushed me out of my comfort zone, but it definitely gives me something to write to that I get excited about. Because you could send a vocalist a really trash track and then you just like, man, you don't want to write anything to it, you know?
What do you hope everyone takes away from, or message you hope they hear while listening to any of Hollywood Nightmare's music in general, guys? What do you hope they get from it when they listen to it?
I hope they go, oh, man, I want to fucking be rock and rollers. That's what I want. I want fucking people to realize how badass it is to be rock stars and just bring that back.
Wow, that is Kyle.
That's me, yeah.
Well, for me, like all the messages that we're trying to put out in our music is either horror or the opposite of all the other rappers are talking about. Like, you know, other rock stars and so-called rock stars were always talking about you're living in Hollywood, you're banging hoes and bitches, but that's not true. You gotta work your ass off in Hollywood. Doesn't matter where you are. As long as you work your ass off, something will happen. If not, then you're doomed.
Yeah. That's true. Very true. What about like when you receive an email from a fan or prior to your shows or after the shows, someone comes up and tells you, hey, look, your music has helped me overcome obstacles or it's gave me inspiration. What's that mean to you all so far?
Makes me nervous. I don't know really what to... you just never expect that, you know? Because you just kind of write for... I mean, I personally write for myself, so when someone, like, gets touched by it, I'm like, oh, shit, man, that's interesting. Like, I'm grateful, you know? I guess that's the only way I could say. I'm glad that they took something from it, you know?
Who is producing this, or is this going to be in-house?
It's half and half. Like, all the guitar and instrument stuff are produced all by us. And for vocal and mix and master, it's with another guy, which is a guy from Scary AF.
In your own opinion, guys, what does Hollywood Nightmare bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now, if anything? What are you adding to that wheel, possibly?
Not following the trend and picking up all the good elements from the old rock and roll.
Yeah. Also experiment with different things, you know, and be artistic. It's not just about the music. It's all about, like, the package you put yourself in. You know, you could, being in a band doesn't mean just, you know, obviously make dope music, but, you know, you want your shows to look good, you want your merch to look good, you want your band to look good.
How much local support does Hollywood Nightmare get locally out there, possibly?
Oh, in Hollywood.
It depends on where at, you know, because if you play, like, off of Hollywood, like on the Strip, like the Whiskey or the Rainbow, that brings in a lot of good traffic because it's close by. So you'll get more people going to that show than, let's say, like in the middle of downtown LA, like Five Star Bar, like where it might be a little bit out of the way. Like not as many people would come to that. People want it to be as convenient as possible. So when you play like right there on the Strip, that's usually where your big crowds are going to come. So like the Whiskey, the Rainbow, the Viper Room, those places are some pretty top-notch places.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. It all depends on location. Since we're from Hollywood, so Hollywood's definitely the most traffic one. But we also have solid ground in Arizona and Santa Ana. Yeah, and we have an untapped market in Denver that we're just itching to go out and do.
What made you both want to become a musician? What was that spark for you that said, I want to look into this, I want to try this?
My family has big roots to music. My uncle Derek was the lead vocalist of a band called Babylon AD, and he was signed to Arista Records back in the 80s. So he kind of made me want to do that just because I saw how cool it was.
Well, for me, I'm the only musician out of my whole family. Basically, the first time I got a guitar, that's how I felt that this is what I need to be.
Yeah. You really fall in love with it at first, too.
I love guitar. I love it. I bought guitars, but I can't play. I mean, I've sat down, I've tried to play, I've tried to put time and effort into it, but I just cannot do it.
So yeah, you can always switch to Guitar Hero, you know?
Yeah, you can always switch to Guitar Hero. But that's the thing about, you know, the difference between, like, someone that, you know, it's like a fun hobby, or someone that, like, you know, that will take it seriously, is like, when you fall into that, like, it's like an addiction. It's just like crack. Like, once you, like, love that instrument, like, you can't get rid of it. Like, that's all you think about at first. Like, once you get home, all the way to the night, once you wake up, like, that's how it started for me. Like, music, guitar, singing, like, it was all I did.
I love watching guitarists play because some of you make it look effortlessly, you know, and I'm going, what the fuck? I can't even play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I mean, how? So
yeah. There's a lot of competition out there with guitar, too. So many motherfuckers can shred nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for guitarists, there's just, I feel like most of the guitarists out here are a little bit similar, especially that cockiness, you know?
Yeah, it's like that West Coast cockiness. Oh, and one thing to add to a question you had asked previously is about, like, what makes our music stand out differently. I would say the guitar riffs, too. Because I really, like, out of the local scene, I don't really hear people writing fun and interesting guitar riffs like us. As cocky as that sounds, like, no, it's true. Like, we write really fun riffs.
Yeah, not trying to be cocky, but it is true.
They're really sick.
No, you're right.
And then, and that's one thing that hooks us whenever we go to a show. And not saying no band, like, we'll go to local shows, and we were, like, in Vegas, and there was this one band, I forgot who it was, but they wrote some gnarly riffs, and people were vibing with it, you know? And it's like, I think that's one thing that people don't do much nowadays, is, like, write fun stuff.
You're exactly right, man. And there's a lot of bands who, when they create music, they rush right through it. There's no guitar. You just hear a little bit. That's it. It's done. And if you just take that extra 10 minutes, 15, 20, whatever, to add a guitar solo or add a good riff, you'd be amazed on how much more people look into the music. But that's just my opinion. But there are a lot of folks out there who just crash right through it real fast and done. And it just blows me away.
Right.
Yeah, here's one thing that I realized lately, that if you're a musician, especially a guitarist, for songwriting, it's not all about guitar. It's not about showing off your skills on the instrument. It's about the music. The more complex stuff that you're writing, sometimes it could be really useless. But the catchier it gets, it doesn't matter if you're the simple musician doesn't matter how good you are, as long as your music is catchy and you have the hook, that's a good music.
I mean, think about Green Day. Like, that's simple, but they could write a riff that gets stuck in your head that dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Like, everyone knows that. So simple, but it's catchy. It's like, you just need to do that. And just, like, even if you are good at your guitar, like, know when to bust out your big moves. You know, you don't need to solo through the whole entire thing. You can lay back and then bust out, and then it just makes things more, just know how to use your instrument like a weapon.
Sure. Yeah, I completely understand that. Completely. Like, I had a conversation like this not too long ago as I was coming back from a Metallica show. We got on the subject of Rob Zombie's White Zombie. Their first album was just so simple. I mean, it sounded so simple. You know, nothing extravagant. It was just, here it is. There you go. So good.
Big. Huge. Yeah. Major success right there.
Yep. Is there a country that stands out or shocks you that Hollywood Nightmare gets support from, or they even play your music possibly now that you could tell?
Oh, man, which one? There's, like, Russia. There's Korea. There's
Sweden.
There's Sweden.
We have a little bit.
I think the Brazil people. The Brazil people are funny. Brazil people, those ones shock me because they'll send you, like, broken English messages, and that's always cool. Like, or the Russians, either Brazil or Russia. Because Russians, too, this is where it freaks me out. They'll message us in Russian like we know what the fuck they're saying. Like, I don't know. And so we've had to go and talk to these people by like copying their text and putting it into a translator. And then just like the translator isn't 100% correct. So we'd have to like piece together what we think they're saying. And oh man, it's just so funny when they do that. I'd say Russian now. Final answer.
Did you both have a go-to album or song when you were younger that just allowed you to escape or get away when you were younger, possibly?
Oh, God.
Bring Me the Horizon.
Linkin Park.
That's not a song, but it's just like a band. We have bands.
Well,
that
Sam, you said a band too.
Yeah. No, that's what I said. Those aren't songs, they're bands. But those get, oh man, Suicide Season, and There's a Hell, Believe Me, I've Seen It, and fucking Sempiternal, like, every single album Bring Me the Horizon put out, like, that's like my, oh man, that's like my crack.
Come on, Scott, what about you?
Well, for Linkin Park, it's exactly the same as what Kyle just said, from the first album to the last. Like, especially the first album, the Hybrid Theory, which is the one that got me hooked onto rock and metal music. So I'll say Hybrid Theory.
I can't believe that Chester's gone. I still can't put that into thought, and even in a sentence that, yeah, Chester Bennington's passed away. I can't even, that just blows me away, you know, but...
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah, it happens, unfortunately. Let's talk about Inferno. When is Inferno going to be released? What's up with that album right now? What's going on with it?
Well, the estimated release is going to be September 2020. That's all we can say. And there's going to be 10 songs in the album, which is going to be a lot different than Scary AF. First of all, there's more songs. And we're trying to put in a little bit extra into the music. For example, like interlude or electronic stuff.
There's ballads in this one.
There's ballads in this one.
How can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, tour dates when all this happens, the new album, all this good stuff about Hollywood Nightmare? How can they do that?
They can contact us. Most of our information's on our Instagram. If you can contact us directly through Instagram too, or Facebook, if that's the way you want to go about it. I mean, most kids nowadays have an Instagram, so that's always the best way to just keep in touch with anyone.
Yeah, definitely hit us on social media, or you can send us the email. It's also on social media, like Facebook and Instagram. We also have a Twitter now. So if there's anything, we're going to keep you guys posted.
And before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for the show, guys?
Yeah, we can do that. Hey, this is Kyle.
This is Scott.
And we're a Hollywood Nightmare.
You are listening to
BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please get out and check out Hollywood Nightmare. Pick up all their stuff. Also, get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our YouTube link. Also, soon, our podcast link. All this stuff. We've got new stuff coming up. Please subscribe to the YouTube link, because everything that we do is going up on YouTube. And be sure to give Hollywood Nightmare a chance. You won't be disappointed. So, guys, I wish you nothing but the best of luck from here on out.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.